Hey guys, welcome back to Darth Snugan's Toy Reviews. I have something a little different than the normal. I'm taking a look at the Marvel Legends Retro 3 3/4 inch line versus the new McFarlane DC Page Punchers. So in front of us we have our Stealth Iron Man, and thanks to Amazon, he was unleashed from his package. So we'll try to keep him intact for the moment. And we also have our McFarlane The Flash that comes with the Flashpoint comic book, first issue. It's kind of neat. On the surface, that looks like a really good deal. But if you look a little closer, that is not the best of figures. I haven't got him out yet, but I'm going to go ahead and say he probably won't stand too well based on the way his feet are bent. But I'm sure it's plastic and we can kind of adjust it. So maybe we can heat him up and he will stand just fine. Let's go ahead and get our Iron Man out. Like I said, this is the Stealth Armor Iron Man. Thank you, Amazon. And let's see, he has the little slide out case like a lot of these figures do. It's actually a really cool looking sculpt. And while I'm not like a big collector of these, I do really like the look of this line. There's a lot of classic figures that they've released in this line. I think there's like 20, 25 of them now. Let me pop him out. All right, so he has your standard 5 points of articulation. You've got the head. You've got the arms. There's no waist movement. And then you have the legs. And doesn't appear to be any actual... Oh, actually there is. So we got rotation on the hands. So that's good. That's good to know. At least on this one you do. I don't know if this one's stuck. Yeah, so it will turn a little bit. Very nice looking figure. A little smaller than what I would want. Where everyone's buying the 6-inch figures now. And even the retro G.I. Joe or the 3 3/4. This seems a little undersized. Not exactly... I don't know. It's not exactly the best scale to be collecting nowadays. But I will say this. The package art for these figures... And we'll bring that back up here. I really dig the classic artwork and how they're doing the little bios on the back, which I'll leave that up for a second if you want to pause and read that all the way through. Pretty nice. You got the little punch-out card. So yeah, so the packaging is great. If I was going to really collect these, I think I would keep these in the package. Definitely. Just because there's a lot of cool artwork, and these actually do well to hang on a wall. Kind of like the reaction figures from Super 7. They're not really a good action figure, but they're highly collectible, and you get a lot of good color apps. Like, I mean, the paint on this is really, really nice. It's just a very high quality action figure. The one thing that's always bugged me about this line, though, that just never made sense to me, because Kenner never had the Marvel line. I know that some would argue, well, this is their rendition of what it would look like if Kenner was to have the Marvel line, but they didn't. Kenner made superpowers. They had the DC line. Now, McFarlane has that line. Alright, so let's see if we can get our Flash out and see what he's all about. And this looks to be collector friendly. You have the little tabs here at the top. Let's see if we can get it open. There we go. Alright, so there's tape up here, so we'll have to get something and cut that out. Be right back. Alright, so... these are taped at the top and on both sides. So if you go to open these, just be prepared. You'll have to cut that tape. But, open it up. remove this little insert here. All right, and then our figure pops right out. And then we also have our nice comic. So yeah, so it's Flashpoint #1. Obviously, it's a reprint of it, but it is a cool comic book. Lots of really good artwork. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, so that is a benefit of getting this figure, as you do get a comic book with it. Now, our Flash. I don't know how well you can tell in the video, but this guy is very small. This, I'm going to say roughly a 3-inch figure, and I'll get a measurement on it here in a few minutes, but this guy's tiny. So let's see if we can pop him out. All right. Okay, so we can turn the head. We can move the arms. Oh, and they do have a bit of a ball joint there. That's kind of cool. I was not expecting that on such a small figure. I expected it just to be, you know, just your standard 5 points of articulation. Let's see, legs. Legs move pretty good. No rotation at the foot. No rotation at the hands. So I mean, still, it's still basic 5 points of articulation, but you do have that somewhat of a ball joint on the arms, which is pretty cool. So let's compare. All right, so let's see if we can get an accurate measurement on these guys. And Flash is less than 3 inches tall. That's a little figure. And then our Iron Man is actually just over 3.5. So they're both very small in comparison to all the standard toy lines that are out today. So what's the deal? Are we paying more for less? Is that where we've gone in the toy industry? I mean, this is basically the same size as one of the old Kenner Mask figures, minus the cool helmets. Now, it is definitely a better sculpt than with one of the old Kenner Mask figures, but I don't know. And this, while it's got the Kenner logo on it, is no superpowers figure whatsoever. Sure, they're able to make them shiny and paint them up real nice. But guess what? There's no action feature. There's no accessories. I don't see them creating any play sets or vehicles for this toy line. Neither do I see it for the McFarlane Pocket Punchers. All I know is with action figures like the G.I. Joe Classifieds, you know, pushing upwards of $30 in some places for just a standard retail release. And we have our Masterverse figures that are sticking around the $22.99. Everything just seems to keep going up in price. And then what we're getting is way less. So these are obviously geared towards collectors. So I want to know, who's buying these? Is this your thing? What are you doing with them? Are you hanging them on your wall? Are you making dioramas? Because there's not really a lot of posability here. Who are these for? Chances are the people who would want this Flash already have that Flashpoint comic because it is a classic. Sound off in the comments. Let me know what you think of these guys. Is this even a fair comparison, comparing these two lines? Or should I be comparing this to the new superpowers from McFarlane, which I've seen a lot of videos on? I want to get that Batwing, but I'm not excited about those figures. Anyway, those are just my thoughts. I appreciate you guys sticking around for another video. Probably back with some more Masters of the Universe later in the week. Everybody have a great day. Thanks.